Hello everybody, welcome back. It's another day in the neighborhood. I was gonna sing the neighborhood Spider-Man song, but I just don't feel like that's appropriate. So we're back. The lens is definitely dirty, I just realized it. Yay, way better, way better. All right, well, we're back from PRI, and now it is time to focus on things. All sorts of things. So we got transmissions on the ground that need to be rebuilt. Sean is in the call. The cylinder heads are off at Bob Stigmeyer's getting rebuilt. I bought parts from carpart.com due to availability issues, and they happen to have them. The brand that I was wanting and everything. So, yes, it's not your local retail franchise that just started raining. All right. But what it is it is an outlet to get your parts that you need. And all I'm getting at here is, sorry, I lied. I got them from RwdyAudi.com. The whole thing here is at the end of the day, it don't matter where the heck you get them from, as long as you get them and you got a brand you can trust. So Rock Auto had Molly, and that's what we got. Perfect. So coming off fresh off PRI, there's a lot of cool things that we've seen at the show. Some that we're going to dive into deeply on the channel, and then there's some and then there's some that we're just, you guys are just, I can't share them with you. Why? Well, because monetization race car shit, that's why. It's the easiest way for me to explain it. I have talked about it briefly before, about Steve, rear diffs, LSDs. Some of you might know that I offer a rear differential rebuild service paired with a performance package where you can put a traction, I will put a Traction Concepts LSD in your rear diff for you. You can, and I do it as a mail service. So you can mail me your diff, I rebuild it, modify it, and send it back to you, ready to go back in the car. Steven has purchased one of my performance package kits for his B5 S4. If you fast forward out to April into the future, I'm going to install it at Wookiees in the Woods. But due to supply chain things, we're going to get started on it right now. So one of our goals today is to get that diff out of the corner back there, which shouldn't be too hard. And then we'll move on to goal number 2, because that's got to get to the house so we can get it torn down and get it rebuilt. I was gonna do something else, I forgot what it was. Uno momento, I'll be back. I gotta get my mind into shop mode. I haven't been here in almost a week. That's a problem. And if you look around, you can kind of tell I haven't been here in a week. So we're gonna get settled in. I'll check back in here in a bit. I was talking a little bit earlier about the differences between the automatic and the manual transmissions. Well, I did a little bit more digging because I knew there was something else quirky and I couldn't remember the difference. Now that I've refreshed my brain on all the little differences, this is one of those moments where I really thank and love the internet. But roll your diff over, and stamped on it someplace, there should be a code. This one says DQA 11109. That is irrelevant. This number right here is what this letter code is what you care about, the DQA. So supposedly the DQA has 108 millimeter axle stub flanges. So basically the flanges that go in here are 108 millimeters versus the DQK is 100 millimeter flange, which that is a bit of a problem. I found this information running through some really old Audi zine forums. All right, guys, so the camera died. But back to B5 rear gear related. So if you're trying to identify a rear gear, so this is on the bottom of your diff, you'll see a stamp set here. This one says DQA 11109, right? That DQA number is the money number. Basically, that means that this diff right here has the 108 millimeter axle stubs in it. What does that mean macroly? That means basically more power, baby. Donut Media thinks. In layman's terms, that means that if you have this diff, you have to replace it with this diff, or what we're gonna find out is if you can put 100 millimeter diff stubs in it. And I believe, I thought I had a set here. I guess I don't have a set here. I have a set at the house, and that's where this guy's going anyway. So now that we know which one we have, we can jump over to Traction Concepts, and you guys could use promo code JackTrack10 and get yourself 10% off of any LSD on their site. Hypothetically, the AI got you here and you don't own an Audi. Or if you want and you want to pull your gear out, you can mail it to me. Go over to RwdyAudi.com, send me an email, purchase the performance package, and pick up a LSD, a Traction Concepts LSD, mail everything to me, and we will get it out. I'll get it fully rebuilt, and we'll get it back out in the mail to you guys, ready to reinstall into your Audi and get you doing some skid boy things. It's a fun addiction, so be careful. There is a disclaimer on my page that this might be highly addictive, doing burnouts and LSD shenanigan things. So just let it be known. That's done. Sean's coming over tonight, so I'm just waiting on him to do transmission rebuild things. And for the most part, we're clean. So I think that's all I'm gonna do right now. What time is it? I don't know if Paul has gotten this thing going yet. It doesn't look like he's gotten very far since the carburetor is still on there, which kind of sucks because I've been gone for like 6 days essentially, and he hasn't done anything. Kind of bums me out a little bit. I'm gonna go get on his case right now. I'll be back. Say hi. Say hi. No? Okay. All right. Well, I talked to Paul. Here's the skinny. Got a new carburetor. Paul put it on an SOS with the fam. The fam reached out to their friends, and we have now procured this beautiful Edelbrock with this adapter plate. Supposedly came off of an older Mustang, but that's what we're gonna give it a shot. Is that gonna happen tonight? I'm gonna cross my fingers. Hopefully it will. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. We'll find out as the day goes on. So I'm gonna put this thing down till Sean gets here, cause I don't want to edit 16 hours of shit. I feel like if I were to just keep talking and talking and talking, I'm not really gonna get anything done. Toodles, I'll be back in what's your world, 1.1 milliseconds. All right, guys. So I was taking this diff apart. Sometimes it's difficult when you rely on other people to do things, and this transmission right here is one of those things that I'm relying on somebody else to teach me. So it's one of those moments where my patience is running a little thin with something, and you just work through it, and it is what it is. This is not the end of the world. Sean, if you're watching this, just know, thank you. I love you. I get life happens. So it is what it is. Moving on, though. So Paulie basically got the carburetor off. We found out that the bolts were wrong and that we need new bolts. Kind of late. He doesn't feel like doing it. I get it. Old man problems. God bless him. But I moved on and got this transmission. Went ahead and got the diff pulled apart here, and long of the short, if you ever wanted to know what was inside your diff, now's your opportunity. I've done a couple videos in the past on how to pull out the rear diff on your C5 or on your B5, and I've also shown a couple different videos on how to remove your rear diff assembly here, install a Traction Concepts LSD into it. So this time I'm kind of going a little bit farther into this thing because I took it completely apart. So I think I mentioned this the other day in the other vlog, but I might not have. One of the companies we met up with at PRI is a finishing company. We're gonna work with him on the rear differential and some stuff on the transmission, on the O1E transmission. So you guys wanna make sure you're subscribed for that. That's gonna be a whole venture. I'm super stoked for this one. A lot for what our transmissions are doing. So just stay tuned. Only time will tell to know how this plays out. And I'm gonna put some things on some serious abuse mode, and we're gonna see what breaks and what gives and what doesn't. So I took this entire thing apart. So inside of your diff on your B5, if you're taking it apart, you got this bit right here. This just unbolts 4 bolts, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that thing pops off of there. But as far as the inside, if you had to like replace a bearing or something in here, normally you don't gotta take it this far apart. We're taking it this far apart because we're taking the bits inside of here and having them refinished. And basically they're going to polish all of these surfaces in a special process that we're gonna go take a tour of because they invited us up there for it. They're gonna take this stuff down to the millionth of a nanometer, I think they said, or I can't even get as small as it is. So it's one of those, like our human hair, I'll give you a reference. Ow, now that I got a test sample, a human hair that you can probably not see is 3/1000ths of an inch thick. Another way of looking at 3/1000ths of an inch is, let's find a set of so the day is done, and here's the final closeout thoughts on everything as a whole. So Paulie got the carburetor off, found out that we have the wrong bolts here for it. Was testing the adapter plate, searched through all of our bins. We've got bins of bolts and nuts. So he searched for like a good hour and a half, high and low, and we didn't have anything that was the right length that would fit the adapter plate. It has this like weird, here, I'll just show you. It has this weird cutout on both sides, and I guess it's because this plate is meant to go like 2 different ways for 2 different adapters or something. Because Chinese hot metal recreation, I don't know. Anyway, I went ahead, got Steve's diff all the way apart. Now, if you're new to the channel and you don't know already, one of the services that I offer on RwdyAudi.com is a full rear differential rebuild service. That includes all the seals, all the bearings here and here, here, all new bits when we install the Traction Concepts LSD. And I do this for a couple reasons. One, you know, you as a consumer are beating the crap out of these things, and you want to make sure that here, everything in it is good. So, all new bearings, all new seals, all new fluids, ready to go. You mail yours to me, I do my thing, mail it back to you. You take your fluids, you pour your fluids inside the case. All is well, it's in well. I can't put them in the case because if it flips over, it's going to make a mess, and then people are going to be pissed. So we just can't do that. But what I can do is mail you the fluids and tell you, have you put them in. That's what we're going to do. Anyway, I got this one all pulled apart. Got to get a couple bits on order for Steve. But other than that, now it's order the diff. I don't know how, because of time and all that fun stuff, if I'll still have this up. Well, I don't know if that'll be reassembled within the time frame of Vlogmas. But you guys will see this go back together because, and it just might not be during Vlogmas type of thing. Anyway, guys, I'm done. It's almost 9 o'clock. Still got to go home, edit this. See you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'm Audi. Peace. I'll see you tomorrow. Don't touch the lens. Don't touch the lens.